Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna. I'm having a day already. The video today is going to be the start of a new series where I'm going to take a piece of reseller advice and we're going to break it down. That's what we're doing today. So today's piece of advice is be active on the app, be active on the platform. What does that mean? Well, it's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. Really all it means is be active on your account. Do the tasks that you have to do. Get in there every day and do something. I mean, that's fairly simple. That's a simplified version of it. Think about it this way. The platform, whatever platform you're on, it is a pond of water. And you know what? There's no wind, there's no nothing. So like the surface is like glass, it's peaceful, it's calm, it's quiet. And every time you do an activity, it's like throwing a pebble into that pond and creating those ripples. So sort of in theory, you want to have as many ripples or as big of ripples to get out as far as you possibly can. So you get as many eyes on your items as possible. That's what you want to do with your tasks. You want to throw the pebbles in, right? Now, with the algorithm, and this is where I'm going to get a little wacky on you, the algorithm will get bored. So if you're not doing anything, the algorithm won't sort of see you in a sense. If you are taking that pebble and you are throwing it into the same spot every single time, the algorithm will get used to that as well, and it will become bored again. You kind of have to shake it up. You want them guessing where you're going to be next. You want them to sit up and take notice of you. So you want to do some tasks that, number one, are different than you normally do. You want to maybe do them at a different time. You might want to just do them a little bit differently, just so you keep the algorithm awake in a sense. So the first task that everyone can do, that you should be doing anyway, that is listing. And you know what? Listing is fantastic because you got to get those things up there so they will sell. So you're going to be listing. Listing's super easy. Everyone should be doing it. The way that you can sort of tweak it is maybe list a little differently. Say, for instance, every day at 7 a.m. I list 5 items for weeks on end. That's all I do. Oh, at 7 o'clock, I'm going to do 5 items. That's the same consistency. Consistency is great. But the algorithm is going to get very used to that, and they're going to expect that, and it's going to get bored. So you know what? Instead of doing it at 7 a.m., try it at noon if you can. If you cannot change your time that you list, you can schedule listings. So, eBay has a schedule listing program. Poshmark, they have a dropping soon, I think it's called. You can do that. You can schedule your listings to drop at different times of the day so that you don't have to be there to do it. So like if you're really busy, if you have another job and you really want to try listing at 5 o'clock at night, schedule your listings. Super easy to do. I know that for me, I don't have a set time in the day for listing, and I also don't have a set number. I try to get at least 7 to 10 done per day. Doesn't always work, but I'm listing 7 one day and 6 one day and 10 one day and 4 one day. So it's still changing it up, and I change my times because I just do. I don't always sit down and list right away in the morning. So that's one way you can sort of shake it up when you're doing something that you should be doing anyway. So what's another way that you can be active that especially is helpful when sales are really slow and you don't really want to be sourcing a lot, so you don't have a ton to list? Then you can go in and you can relist. Relisting is a fantastic tool. Now, I know that on eBay you can end and sell similar, and you can do that whenever, however old the listing is, you can end it and you can sell similar and relist it. It will be a new listing, which is fantastic. On Poshmark, of course, it's not that simple. For it to be a new listing, it has to be relisted on the 61st day. So it has to be 60 days old. Use the copy feature. You put it into drafts, you delist the original listing, and then you list it from the drafts. Make sure you take the word copy out of it. But it has to be at least 60 days old for it to be considered a new listing. I don't wait for that. I don't necessarily care that it's a new listing. which I've talked about before. So I will relist every 30 days. I was doing every 30. Sometimes I do it manually, which we'll get into in a second. But for the most part, I let Posh Sidekick deal with that because they have a relist feature, which is fantastic. I just recently changed that to be 60 days, not 30. Because Paul was not watching, you don't watch a podcast. Paul was listening to a podcast. I think it was from List Perfectly. I'm not 100% sure. I'll ask him and tell you later. And they said, in order for a listing to get really good traction, it has to be at least, I think they said between 30 and 45 days old. So I was relisting sort of before that. So I was wondering if maybe it was harming my business in a way because it wasn't getting enough traction. So I changed my Sidekick to relist at 60 days instead. I would have went with 45, but Posh Sidekick does not have an option for 45-day relists, which I really hope that maybe they'll come out with because I prefer to relist it a little bit sooner because I don't care about it being new. So that's ways you can get new listings. Another way to get a new listing from an old listing is just to delete it completely and build it from scratch again. Now, if you're like me, you do not keep your photos for all that long because I don't. I delete them once it's listed. My photos are gone. If you have multiple platforms, you can cross-list from one to the other. So what I've been doing is I've been delisting, say, 10 items on Posh Canada, going to my Posh US closet, and then cross-listing them from there to Posh Canada. They're showing up as brand new items because they're new listings because you've delisted an item completely. And then I've been doing the same. I've been doing from Canada to the US as well. Maybe you don't have that. Maybe you only sell on one platform. Copy take screenshots of your photos, do it that way, and then relist from there. Having new listings like that is really helpful. It's a really good activity. If you are going to be relisting, tweak the listing, change the word of order, like change up the order the words come in, I'll be okay. Change your keywords, change the title, change the description, add things, take things away, because the algorithm likes the changes. So the changes will be a lot of more easily picked out than just relisting it exactly the same. At least that's what I've heard. So, don't come at me if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong, though, because I don't know. I'm thinking that the algorithm is this like benign thing sitting over here, I don't know, causing judgment on us. I don't know. Anyway, what else can you do to do something that's positive, do something different, be active on the app? You can run a sale. Now, eBay makes this super simple, and I love that they do. I almost said Sidekick, and it's not. I wish Poshmark would take a page from eBay's book and allow us to run sales this way. You can go in and you can choose listings from whatever date to whatever date and the percentage of the sale, and it actually shows up on the listing that it's on sale, so it's amazing. You can run it for so many days, whatever. It's super easy to do. Paul's actually going to teach me. We're going to go through it later today or tomorrow, and I'm going to start a sale on eBay just so I know what I'm talking about. Poshmark isn't quite the same, but with what we can do on Poshmark, a lot of people will run a sale and they add little, I keep calling them emoticons, but they're emojis, into their title, which on this occasion I totally understand. They might put a little palm tree or something just to designate that it's part of the sale that they're running. They also will go into the listing itself and put a little blurb in the description that, hey, I'm running a sale, this item, combine it with whatever. That's changing the listing up, so that helps a lot as well. So what else can you do? These next two are for Poshmark only. On Poshmark, you can, jump on the bandwagon and do a live show. Posh is really pushing their live shows right now, so in order to sort of make them happy, using that tool will help your business. Even though, you guys know how I feel about live shows. I do silence shows. I got back into doing them. If you are a Sidekick customer, you can run them through the Sidekick app, which is amazing because you know what? You don't have to worry about it so much. I have been doing a couple of manual, like through Poshmark, sitting here and doing them. they're really, really boring. It's really boring to do, but I think it can be really good for your business. I do prefer to do them on Sidekick, so I've been doing that as well. I have noticed that after I do a silent show, there's lots of activity on my account, lots of shares, lots of follows, lots of just activity, which is really, really good. That's what you want. You want the activity. You want the algorithm to go, hey, wait, you're here. Yay, let's throw a party. That's what they want. One tip for doing silent shows, if you're going to do them, they're super easy to do. They have a 15-second timer, which means that you can get through 40 to 45 items in about 20 minutes. So it doesn't take a ton of time. I do suggest that you schedule the shows before you do them. I've just been hopping on and just doing a show like in 2 minutes, which is not really, I mean, it's great, but it's not the best possible thing to do. If you schedule your shows, then your little flyer shows up in the upcoming shows and it gets eyes on your closet in a sense. So schedule the shows a week before, a couple of days before, fill the tray. Because you know what? People could be going into that flyer, going in and looking through that tray, go, oh, that's cool, I like that. And it could bring traffic to your closet. So people will see these flyers and recognize your name. Because I know that when I go through the shows to see sort of who's doing a show, you start to recognize certain names. It's like, oh, so-and-so, I've seen that name. And I think that really does help bring traffic to you. Okay, the last one that I'm going to talk about for Poshmark, and then I have one more after that. So this one's not going to be popular, but you could co-host a party. I know, I said it. And you know what? To be honest with you, I tend to co-host once every couple of months because it's part of the social that Poshmark likes. You know, it is. It's not hard to do. It's super easy. It took me maybe half an hour to set it up ready to go and actually share these items to the party. You have to be a Posh ambassador, I believe, so you can look into it. I just did a sweater and shirt party. So what you do is you go in and you go through the app. You're being active. You're liking. I like the items. That way I can keep them in my likes. It makes it super easy to share them to the show. So I like all the items that I wanted to share. I have a template on my computer because that's where I was doing my work that I just use a copy and paste saying, hey, congrats, this is a host pick. You can do a keyboard shortcut on your phone, same thing. So it took me, I think you choose 50 items and maybe half an hour it took me. And then I just, when the party started, I just went to my likes and shared from there and I was done. So much activity after that. So much activity. Now, I do this on Posh Canada. I've never co-hosted a party on Posh US. And in fact, I don't get invites for that, so I don't know why. I want to try it on the US though, because I think I had one person contact me on Posh Canada saying, hey, I see you're going to be a host. You know, you can go look through my closet. When you co-host on Posh US, you get tons of those kind of comments, which is a little annoying, but it's still activity on your account. So it's really good. Anyway, it doesn't take a lot of time. It's super easy to do. And you know what? It's activity and it's different, especially if you've not done them before. I know back in the day when Posh Canada first came, it was really exciting to do a party. You were like, you felt special because you got picked to do one. Now it is what it is. It's, for me, it's just a means to an end. It's like just putting myself out there. That's what it is. It's just pushing my closet out there, getting the traffic, and that's what it is. And that's what it's about. It's about making the algorithm stand up and notice your stuff. That's what it's about. So the last one I want to talk about, because I don't know how much truth there is in this, is buy something. How many people have you heard say, hey, you know what? I bought something off of Posh or off of eBay and I ended up getting 4 sales that day. It does happen. But again, it's just an activity that may be a little different. Now, when I shop on Poshmark, I use credit. I use Posh credit. I should put that out there. I use Posh credit. I don't spend my own money. I don't think I've spent my own money except for when I first started and I needed to buy something to be a Posh ambassador. So I use credit, but I do buy things once in a while. Not that often either. I think I just bought I bought these earrings. They're really super cool. And I bought some sea glass that came with it because I love sea glass and I want to do some crafts with it. So anyway, that is it. So that was the piece of advice today. Let me know down below in the comments whether you've heard this, what you think it means, and tell me if you think I'm a little wacky thinking that the algorithm has a personality. Anyway, that is it for today. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. We went to the Goodwill 50% off sale this morning, got a cart full of stuff. I'm going to do a haul, and that'll be up on Tuesday. Okay, everyone, have a great weekend. I'll see you next time. Bye.